Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's see who's here. We have Karen. Welcome. Susan from Apache Junction, Arizona, wishing us all for a good day. Ted from Sweden. Amazing. How's the weather there right now? Carl from South Wales. Barbara from New York. I was just in New York last weekend. It was so good to be back. Karen from San Francisco. Richard, let's see, from Switzerland also. Wonderful. Sandy from Foothill Ranch. Yes. M from Studio City. Hi, welcome. As always, it's so nice to be here. It's been a little while since we've all, at least since I've been here. And so I'm always just so grateful and appreciative of this time and space to join together. And so, as I was settling into what I wanted to talk about today, I mean, really what came up for me was such a obvious and normal experience that we each have throughout every day, which is this sense of accepting what is and trying to fight our own reality. And I know in any given day, I am vacillating between being in acceptance of what is, whether it's a situation with one of my kids or my family or myself or, some sort of pain or whatever, something going on in the world, that I have moments of being able to say, okay, this is what's going on. Let's see what we can do to make the best of it. And then moments where I'm like, I don't want this to be happening. Why is this happening? And being upset about it. And both are totally normal and natural. And in fact, it's important to have that time where you are upset about what's going on and you do have an opportunity to mourn and give yourself space and be angry about it or frustrated about it. And the choice point comes in, do we stay in that space? And, our mindfulness practice at its core is awareness. And when our attention strays from our present moment, we recognize it. Sometimes it's immediately, sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's hours down the line. But in that moment of recognition, it's always our choice point. And I know for me, what can get hard around that choice point is when there has been constriction and tightening around an attachment to the story that I have created about the thing, whatever it is. And that's what can really grip me. And even in moments where I'm aware that that's what's happening, it can be hard to sometimes shift out of it. And I find that when I can soften my body, that when I can greet my physical being and really connect to the places that I know I have tension with. So often my jaw can be tight and tense. My shoulders can get up to here. My belly can coil. I mean, these are all very normal and obvious places for many of us of holding tension and tightness. And so when I can't go there in my mind, then I go through my body and I intentionally soften the different parts and try to slow my breath down and become present in here first and foremost. And I find my mind and often follow, even in the hard moments. Maybe not fully and completely, but often enough. And I'm sure many of you have heard this before, but Shinzen Young, who is a meditation teacher, created this equation, which I have always just found to be so helpful and so true, which is pain. And pain in life is a constant. It's something we can never get rid of, which is physical pain, emotional pain. There's no life in which we can create where there is an absence of pain. But pain times resistance, when we resist the pain, when we create the story about the pain, the why is this pain happening to me? This isn't fair that this is happening, that this hurts so much and I'm suffering now because this is happening. I wish this wasn't. All of that resistance, all of that story, all of those stories, that's what creates our suffering, not the pain. And I'm sure any of you who have broken a bone before or have had chronic pain, some days, like you got this. It hurts, but you're handling it. And other days it just feels so crappy and so unfair. And often the pain itself is not that different from day to day, but it's how we're relating to it, the emotional space that we're inhabiting. And so I find one of the entry points into creating those shifts is the body. And so today, the practice I want to do is softening and allowing, where we really greet our body and invite each part to soften and to allow what is here. And I'm going to start and end with a poem. I think I've actually read this one here before, but I just love it so much. This is Allow by Donna Faulds. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt, containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. The wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. And so, soaking those beautiful invitational words into your heart, as I invite us all to close our eyes and find a space in your body that you can inhabit in a comfortable way. Noticing today if perhaps it would feel extra supportive to lie down or put extra cushions around you or support your head. We really want this to be a nourishing, supportive, releasing experience. And so give yourself that extra tenderness by grabbing the other pillow or the blanket. And when you're settled, if it feels right, closing your eyes. If not, just finding a place to gaze softly on the floor or ceiling. And let's all take 3 long, slow breaths. Breathing in, allowing the belly to fill completely. And breathing out, allowing it to deflate completely. And with each breath, inviting this oxygen, this life source to fill your veins and reach all the crevices of your body. all the way through your toes and your fingertips and the top of your head. And see if with the next big breath, as you exhale, you let your body release into the position it's in, beginning to just soften into this moment. And you may hear sounds or have thoughts come in, and that's okay. That's just life happening. And so, with a loving awareness, you just notice, label it as hearing or thinking, and then come back to the breath, come back to the body. And inviting the breath to find its natural rhythm as you bring awareness now to your head and your face. There's so many micro muscles. And just inviting each one to soften. Releasing the brow. Dropping the ears. Softening the muscles around the eyes. Letting the jaw be loose and open. And if you notice any places with extra tightness, you can bring the breath there, sometimes even bringing your hands and just gently placing them on an area of tightness or massaging the muscles lovingly. We're not trying to force any part of our body to relax. We're inviting it to soften, to release, even if it's just 1% or 5% more than it has before. And then moving down into the neck and the throat. Another place where so many muscles work so hard to hold the head up. And connected to the shoulders where we can feel the weight of the world. And see if you can drop your shoulders, even perhaps rolling them back a little bit, and then letting them drop and release. And then moving awareness down into your upper back and chest. This is another place where we can experience tightness and tension, and also expansion. It's the home of our lungs and our heart, the most important parts of our body. And so, loving these parts, inviting them to inhabit their full sense of being, and to soften into your own precious body. And shifting awareness down now into the belly, home of our digestive system, which, if you are human in this world, you have been keenly aware of when your digestive system is in health and when it is struggling. And this area of the body is also home to a place where we can experience nervousness, anxiety, anger, and rage. And again, bringing your loving attention to this precious part of the body that works so hard to digest and eliminate. And see if it's possible to invite this part of the body to soften into its own sense of being. Now sensing into the arms and the hands. Often parts of the body that we just take for granted. They work so hard to do so much for us each day. Feed us, get us dressed, help us work, take care of our loved ones, clean our houses, fold laundry, all the things. And so inviting the arms and hands to just rest. And now shifting awareness back down to the hip region and the buttocks. Often we can hold the muscles of the buttocks when we are stressed and not even be aware of it. And so releasing, softening, allowing. And then now shifting awareness down through the legs and the feet, and remembering the knees and the ankle joints. Just like every other part of the body, when in health, we often take our legs and joints and feet for granted. But when out of alignment, we are keenly aware of how important they are. And so honoring your precious legs and feet and inviting them to rest and soften and just be. And now expanding out to include your entire body and your entire being. Imagining yourself in just a warmth of blankets, safely being held. And with the next inhalation and the next exhalation, softening and deepening even just a little bit more. There's so many layers of tension and fascia. And the invitation is to always come back again and again. And if it feels right, placing your hands on your body somewhere that feels loving and nurturing. It could be holding your chin in the palms of your hands, giving yourself a hug. It could be hands on the heart, on the belly, hand on each. Just trust your body to know what feels most right in this moment. And allow yourself to receive this practice, your loving intentions, this nourishing touch. And opening your heart again to receive these words by Dana Folds. Allow. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt, containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. The wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of your heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. And I invite you now to bring this practice to a close. And if your eyes were closed, opening your eyes, letting your body stretch and move in whatever way it so desires. And I want to invite you too to see as you go about the rest of your day and week, if you can inhabit even just a little bit more of this softness, of this allowing, this state of being in acceptance of what is. And as per usual, I forgot to introduce myself. And so most of you know me, but I'm Stefanie Goldstein. I'm a psychologist and mindfulness educator and co-founder of the Center for Mindful Living with Elisha. And I love being here in community with all of you. And if any of you feel so moved, we very graciously and appreciatively accept donations so that we can keep our doors open and help provide scholarships for programs. And the information's in the emails and on the top of the posts. And so we just appreciate any and all donations. And let's see, Sandy, love the poem. Yes, it's such a good one. Oh, Carl, I'll watch this time and again. I'm so glad. And Eileen and Karen, Rosalind, you are just so welcome. And I know I needed this today. I woke up actually with a pretty bad headache. And as I'm checking in right now and noticing it has softened in just doing this practice, it's still there. It's not gone, but it's different. And I feel different in how I'm relating to it. And so I'm grateful for that myself. So as always, we are here nearly every Sunday of the year, and we love being in community with each and every one of you, and are so grateful that we can join from literally across the world and be in this space together. And so I wish you all a really beautiful, blessed day, and may you bring some of this softening into each moment. Take care.